Why did I build it? Why don't you give me a guess what you think?
So you could surf on it. So your friends can surf on it.
My friends? So I could surf on it. Imagine if your life was a movie, you were directing it. What would you do? After all this time, 3 decades of professional surfing,
Erase that footage from yesterday.
walking through all these different walks of life, I almost want people to experience this story that I've had. Watch this left right here. Tomorrow, it literally could have the waves of the year.
Walking up the first morning and watching the first wave I ever saw there, like just wanting to cry. I can't believe we made Sandspit and Greenmount and Kira all put together. What a feeling that was. It's different than an ocean wave. You can't get too low on the wave and you can't get too deep in the barrel because there's a spot where you get stuck behind the trench of where the lip's landing and the foam ball is. You just can't get too greedy in the tube. In some sense, the machine has a mind of its own. It does throw variety out there. If you're looking up the lake, you can see that the wave has gone closer to shore or further out wide, closer to the fencing and kind of foaming. Or it's small and it's trying to tube and running. And when it does that, the curve of the wave is too sharp to really do much in the pocket. So you got to get out away from it on the face a little bit. ...2004 or 5 was when I made the first phone call to the person who had come up with the idea for this technology that I was interested in. And then 06 was the year I got real serious about it. So 13 years now.
There's no other surf ranch in the world, you know. I'm still like in denial on some level that it exists. It's something that's like so special to share with people, whether it's my friends or family, and they ride their first wave of their life or the first time they surf it and they surf their whole lives. Like everyone's experience there is memorable.
The sun certainly won't feel me. My hands are icy cold, but everything you touch feels heat. Everybody knows that while I'm passing by, the property starts to shake.
I have holy shit moments every time I go there. I get to take my godson in there and get barreled with him, both of us on the same wave. And then being able to get people barreled, either ride on a different board behind them and set them, like set the rail line right as it starts to barrel, like here it is, and I go straight, and then they can get in the barrel, or even put them on the same board as me and go tandem.
I'm never gonna be the one who's ever been lost in the sea.
I've taken Kalani on a few ways where we've got totally barreled, but then as we rode a few more, I was like, okay, let's get deeper and deeper, and now we've had a couple of kind of bad wipeouts.
Everybody knows while I'm passing by, the forest comes awake. Now I'm talking to the wind, both asking where we've been.
Taking someone like Tammy and Tony Moniz there, it's like such a special day for me to see that. They got 5 kids who surf, and all those kids want to be there. I just wanted Tammy to be able to get barreled before any of them, and just come home and just be like, I got barreled, like rubbing their face a little bit.
I might feel the sun, but the sun certainly won't feel me. My hands are icy cold, but everything you touch feels heat. You kept the linen clean, but you couldn't keep the dirt off me. I'd rather eat the soap that was meant to keep me clean. Everybody knows while I'm passing by, the concrete starts to shake. I'm a locust in the wind, now there's nothing where I've been, just a feeling like
Every time when I haven't been there for a while and I go back and I see the first wave break and I'm like, I still can't believe that thing exists and is that good.
Is this fish?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Watch the release through turn, see how the tail drifts out?
But also a twin too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How quick I can get up and out of the lip. The thing is, this board's so small, I gotta be so precise.
Yes.
If I lean too far forward or too far back.
The twin?
Yeah, just like being a 5.5, you know. Crazy that I like that one so much because it's so low volume.
And it's all,
It's
yeah.
under 25.
But if you think about it naturally, it is what it is, because if I don't design by volume, the volume works itself out if I just design right. So if it's just
See how much I
short
wrap
board,
right there?
Watch this. I like that high line to this turn feeling on a twin. I'm really surprised you didn't pick out maybe on that one day at Karama, small at Karamas, or where is that in JV or somewhere, it was small. There's like almost 2 times it could have been almost used.
Karamas, I definitely could have used it that first round. As soon as I get on a thruster, it just feels so slow to me now. I'm so used to that. I just don't want to ride thrusters. Sorry, Simon.
I've been riding twins for almost 17 years straight, so I have a hard time. Like whenever I jump, I shared my board with friends in the water. Like, here you go, try it. When I jump on their thruster, I was like, oh my god, it feels like it's stuck in one gear. It feels like,
Yeah.
oh come on,
I know.
like come on, like what's going on? Come on.
You can push them if you already got. If there's enough speed on the wave, you can push it. But you can't just find it. You can't tap extra speed. You just can't with the thruster.
I don't think there is extra
Or
speed.
the
It's not
hybrid.
You have to generate that speed.
Yeah. This squash, it just felt weird because the thrusters seem so much slower to me right now. But this board just felt like really just solid on the face. It didn't feel super dynamic because of the comparison to a twin. The bat tail, that was fun. I mean, it felt a lot like this. It had this like little bit springier feeling through the lip.
That surface area usually equates to planing. So let's just say this: isn't a contest about a criteria? It shouldn't be about what you're riding or your tooling, because if that was the case, MR would have never won 4 world titles.
The fact that it's now on tour, it's wild to think about. I always did envision that competition could happen in wave technologies. It's sort of easier in a way to judge it. There's no luck factor, you're just going down to skill. The hope is that that wave has enough power and energy and speed and everything to allow everyone to surf at their optimum level. I personally did not push for the technology to be on tour because I feel like there's too much of a bias. But when we created the right and the left, I was sitting there with my broken foot, feeling sorry for myself, having to watch all these waves. And after the first or second day, we're sitting there watching footage and Kalohe goes, why isn't this on tour? And I go, I don't know. And he goes, well, think about it. Every time this thing runs, it's better than 90% of the waves ever are when we're there. That's when the conversation, I think, became real. It was really nerve-wracking for me. I almost feel like a host there at the same time as I'm a competitor. I want everyone to enjoy themselves.
What are you riding? What are you riding?
5.5 twin. Yeah. On the right, and then a thruster on the left.
I'm trying to sort of be there like a host, but then I'm trying to win. If I were to have won any of those first couple competitions, it would look a little bit fishy.
I would love to win this. This would be great. If I could pick one and say I'll win Surf Ranch, I'd take it. The idea here is that everyone gets the same wave. It just comes down to your skill set and how good you're surfing at the time, how good your equipment's working. There's not really any home court advantage. A lot of people keep asking me about that. It's like your home court advantage. Not really, because it's not in Florida and it's the same wave, and it comes down to just how good you're surfing compared to the next guy. It's not like I'm going to get lucky and figure something out that no one else can figure out. We're all kind of watching each other. Everyone's working off each other. What's he doing on the end ball? How's he surfing through the middle of the wave? And everyone's bringing their standard up on that just incrementally each time they surf. It's tough going back and forth from the thruster to the twin. My thruster just felt a little slow, man. I know, I was stuck behind that wave the whole time. I should have got ahead of it, but I was like climbing. I was never on the face carving and throwing spray, you know? Like getting stuck in the lip, and it just feels like you're trying to play catch up, not like you're riding the wave like you want. But I don't know. I think I confused myself with that surf more than anything.
Wow, that was tapped.
I just need to spring a little bit more.
Think you can make that right there?
Yeah, I think you can. It's a good section for it. Land tail first. Half a second, like a couple feet later, because then you get the soft landing, and you can land tail first and drift out. But see how much speed you can get there? Like you can't really get that speed on the thruster. There's some part of me that would feel funny about winning this event because I did design the wave and that kind of thing, but considering that Medina has won two of the two events that have been individual events out here, I think he's the guy to beat. I think Felipe's the next guy to beat, and then I think everyone else is kind of, maybe a little talking point here and there, but those are the guys you got to try and get ahead of. I'm gonna ride my normal board for my first two waves. Just get the scores, see how I feel, and see if I want to switch to a different board. I want to ride that twin fin, but I feel like with all this wind, it doesn't dig and throw enough spray. It just doesn't create a big enough rail line. If it was glassy, it'd be easier, but even though it's a small board, it kind of sits above the water and doesn't throw a lot of spray. It's like I kind of give and take. I got more maneuverability and speed with it, but it just doesn't throw the spray, which looks so dynamic to people watching out here. It's not going to look slow, but it's probably going to feel slow because I've been on the twin fin so much. That looks good. Did you bring boards too?
Negative.
Yeah. No, I didn't think you were. I went from like 4 boards to like 9 boards today.
Every single event that's on tour, somebody shoots it down. This wave's too inconsistent, this wave's boring, it doesn't suit goofy footers, there's too many rights. Too bad the wave sucked and it was luck factor. You can say that about everything. This takes the luck factor out of it.
Oh, my jersey. Where's the jersey? Oh, in your locker. I'll go get it for you. Will you run super fast? Come on. Hurry! The shot against it is that it's monotonous. Same thing over and over again. When you're watching, you have to get over the idea that I'm just watching the same wave. You're there to watch the skill the guy has and the energy they bring to the wave as opposed to like an 8-foot barrel from pipeline.
In the lead up to this first day of competition here at stop number 8, Barton, who's impressed you in the warm-up vision and what have you made of Kelly's clips?
Yeah, well, particularly the thing that I was impressed by was the footage of Kelly from Japan. In those small beach breaks, kind of pretty average conditions, he looked super fast and sharp and alive, and there was this grommet-like look to the footage I saw from there.
Couple of nice hits to get started. And there is definitely a comfort factor for Kelly on this ride. Doesn't seem to ever be second-guessing where he is on this long wall.
Beautiful surfing here from Kelly Slater. Every turn was precise and perfect. Hold the phone, pulls in on the inside.
Love that little entry into the barrel.
Perfect.
Nice little foam climb beforehand. Well, the numbers are rolling through for Slater. 6.73 on that opener.
Here he goes paddling into the right.
And on the forehand, it feels like that's where he's most lethal. That big, powerful, trademark frontside slash. Always coming to the fore. There it is.
You can see he's right there on the foam ball, so particularly deep in the tube. And that wave had a lot of bump and a lot of chop on the face, and you can see it. That wasn't one of the more perfect, easy to ride right-handers that we've seen today.
As Slater climbs up into the lip there. And now stomps on the brakes again. Sets up his run through the inside. Nice, clean barrel ride. And rolling down the line. Going to go for the alley-oop. And almost gets it. Just didn't quite find that transition, did he?
Definitely a stress move.
Really? He looked like he almost didn't have enough speed going into that.
I got a pretty good score in the left.
I might try to not burn myself out on that left and save my legs, but I want to get the feel for this board.
Well, we'll get to see him ride it for the first time.
We've been watching Kelly surf, for about 35 years. And so one thing that he gives us is when he changes his board, he'll give you something different. Looking like this board's fitting it well to the pocket, tracking perfectly off the lip, and just keeping that board rail to rail, weaving back and forth. So many major maneuvers, now belting that big section. Kelly's gonna climb it, slams on the brakes, gets super deep. Kelly getting the most out of that inside tube. Doesn't look like he's gassed at all. What a performance. Board looks incredible, Potts.
Looking to improve on a 6.73. I think he's done that, Joe.
Well, looks like Kelly did improve slightly. A 7-point ride. He had the 6.73 on his first left. Now he's trying to better a 6.87 on the right. The 47-year-old still with some drive out in front. This is that money section where the pocket just opens up, allows you to capitalize on that lip line. It's back to the lip again, but he'll sink before the tube.
So it doesn't better. His situation remains in 5th spot, which is not bad.
Yeah, Owen, I think there's only 1 or 2 more guys.
Oh, wow.
Oh, I threw it too much, a little bit. The first 4 guys that surfed passed me up right away. Boom. And they were way behind. I need an 8. Pretty much.
So last night you did what visualization?
Yeah, I was just visualizing being on the wave. Just
Yeah.
the way I feel on the wave and how my board feels, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so shut your eyes. I do like an energy movement meditation. Take a big deep breath into your diaphragm and hold it and relax. Breathe out. I am relaxed. I love surfing here. I love that I'm still competing. I'm proud of my achievements. My body feels light. My legs feel strong. Now bring all your attention into your head, up to the front of your head, to your third eye.
He had a fantastic first effort in his first qualifying runs. He managed to get himself a 6.87 and a 7-point ride. He was sitting in 8th position, but with quite a bit of work done by some of the world's best, he's since been bumped down the line a little. So we'll see if he can get himself back up into that top 8. He's sitting in 18th position at the moment. And he's got a lot of room to improve here. And obviously has a great read on this wave. He knows it better than anyone but.
Aye, so clean and precise. Floats off the top there. Another floater. The speed is now, and the big turns come. Oh no, stuck behind for a little bit, but Kelly gets back in front of it. Oh, that was a tight hit of the lip.
So busy on this wave, isn't he?
He's consistently doing stuff. Will he get around the corner? Oh no, he will not.
Oh! And find his way into that tube.
He almost looked a little behind on that couple times.
Well, there he is, and you can tell that he's just trying to get control of his breath here. A lot of energy expended for these surfers. Well, Kelly Slater is chasing a big one. He needs an 8.28 now to get himself well up the leaderboard. Draws off the bottom, hammers that section. Trademark stuff from Slater.
Nice.
And he sets up the tube now. The best barrel riders, obviously, we've ever come across.
Through this midsection, this is where the turns, you've got to have the volume, you've got to turn it up, you've got to get the judges excited here. A wrap and a little flick of the tail. Another pump into the lip. Just stabbing re-entry up into another more committed tail wrap. Beautiful into the inside tube.
Unbelievable under pressure, chasing a big number, needs an 8.28, loading up for the alley-oop on the midsection. Finds himself standing on top of his equipment, right at the top of that lip. So hollow that section of the wave, but really a tough transition to land on.
What's he at now, 10?
If he landed
I'm not sure
it,
he's
he
at
would have
now.
gone through.
But he needs to get over an 8,
So good though.
8.3 to go into 8.
Okay.
8.4, that one gets him over. There's an 8.
So that 8.4.
That'll get
Is
him
there going to be a
above.
couple more numbers?
Oh, 8.8,
3
no.
grades drop, 8.07. Not quite enough for Kelly.
Heartbreak for Kelly.
And he's disappointed, but still a big smile on his face and some beautiful surfing on that last bonus run. Put your hands together for him, ladies and gentlemen. What an effort from the 11th-time world champ.
On paper, I'm in the title race. I mean, look, I was ahead of Medina 2 contests ago, and then he went first, second. So it shows that if you really put it down, you can get back in there. He's in 4th, but I would say he's probably the main threat for the world title when you look at the rest of the events left. But he got a giant jump on me just over the past 2 events. I'm not realistically in the title hunt at this point. I think I played myself out of that at Chopo. That was why that hurt so bad. You know, I paddled over to the channel and I said to Strider, I said, I just played myself out of this year. You know, that was the event where I felt like if I had an advantage, that was it, and that could really get me back into the picture. And, you know, that didn't happen. So I'd like to win an event. I'd like to try and get in the top 5. That would just ensure my chances if I want to do the Olympics next year, then I could do it.
It feels like the end of an era for me is definitely approaching quickly. Billy has 1 event left in his tour managing career.
There's some history in here.
I was putting a lot of pressure on myself because I really wanted to win that contest for Pierre. You don't want to make house with the guy you're going to surf against.
Yeah, he's gonna win. Sorry, Kelly.
A lot of speed already from the takeoff for Kelly.
Kanoa, he's going to be matched up against you in the round of 16. Your thoughts on that matchup?